Now I want to talk about security. There's either a perception or an actuality that people do not want to walk away from, say, 30th Avenue simply because it's just not enough people walking there. And so would you let your child walk through this neighborhood? And if not, what would you want? Is there anyone out there? Okay, what would you want? Yeah. Yeah, and if you're going to have people, probably want sidewalks, right? And how about trees? But here's the most important missing piece. You have to have the eyes on the park. You have to orient your code so that the buildings watch over your public realm. And so I'm going to show you quickly how we emptied our downtowns. You did this just as everyone else did. You basically spread your commerce out along streets like 30th Street and others. And what we're now saying is that we will build clusters of settlement in those places because they still are very well serviced by the highway. So you may end up seeing some patterns like this over time along streets like 30th. This is one that actually got built, Highgate. Highgate Village, when we did our first walk, what year was that, Kim? Do you remember that walk? Long time ago? 2002? Something like that, yeah. I know I was only 18 at the time. But whatever, we went behind these buildings and saw what they were already doing. And these are the boxes where the trees will be. The sidewalk you can see ample width. This is the completed picture. And so they're building these villages, eco-villages, beautiful with parking. They have above ground, they have below ground parking. They have towers, they have supermarkets, and nearby they have their power centers. Now let's talk about some of the other infill that is more to your scale. And in this case, this is Hudson, Ohio, a very pleasant town that ran out of room in its downtown, so they just added on to it. The store you're looking up to the left is a grocery store. But it fits beautifully into the fabric. And it has been a real key. This corner you see over on the upper left became what you see. They required the developer to fix the corner. So they now traffic calm the entire area. 9 new dwelling units went in, so they have a lot more income to pay for services in the park, things like that. So infill is really what brings back the economy and the heart of a place. And again, we'll go through them one more time just so you get the sense of place. Now, parks and plazas. Everywhere you can green up, go for it. And they can be small, they can be quiet, they can be quaint, but gathering places. There's one in the south, and grand parks, Savannah, laid out so long ago and so well. And again, notice each one of these parks in the upper scene is San Diego, and all of these parks have their own character, their own personality. Always build for your children. And make things fun and fanciful. Does anybody know where this is, by the way? I gave out the answer, didn't I? Winnipeg, yes, of course. How about here? Do you know where this is? It's a little town just north of Edmonton. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Edmonton. But yes, exactly. Have furniture that moves. Their street in order on weekends when they want to turn into a festival street, they can do that. All the stalls go in and things like that. Now, connecting your civic center, your new library, your city hall, the Paseo passageway, why not? As you connect across, I'm just going to show you a couple of different treatments others have done so that you have that natural pathway, stores along the way, so you're providing that security. You can make it a journey. You can make it a fanciful journey, but it should be one of these prized locations that people come to in your community, because you figure out what to do, how to handle all these little niches, day and night. Make them fun, again, make them a place that's very well watched over, outdoor living rooms. The sky is the limit. The canvas that you have before you is very precious. I'm just amazed at how much you are able to lay out with what is left before you in these years to come. Bicycling, one of the best ways to get around longer distances. I grew up largely in a town your size, Missoula, Montana, also same climate basically. And these are all examples of how to provide for bicycling. Certainly for the storage of bicycling, you can park 30 bikes in the space of 2 cars. And as you support bicycling, make it fun. You know, which one of these is a dinosaur museum, for example? And which one is in Valdez, Alaska, where they have halibut. Is that a halibut? I think it is, yeah. In time, you'll come up with ways to grace the 32nd Street, create real, true, authentic edges everywhere. So let's talk a little bit about what I think the realm of possible is with 32nd, that it can become an incredible gateway. And I know this is going to take a lot of work. You have some partners that you're really going to want to work with long and hard, and help them come along and see the advantage and the value of slowing down traffic, of building more of a place, of creating strong, compelling edges, sound walls for the rest of the town center, and making it very easy to get across the street. All of these things are possible. And I can say that because I've helped create these edges myself. This is a very busy street. It carries 40,000 cars. You would not want to walk next to the traffic, just like you don't want to walk next to 32nd. Am I right about that? But if you had an edge like this, it would be a very different experience. Or if you had an edge like this. Now let's talk about a conversion. This is one that I was able to be responsible for in the late 1990s. This is the before. This is the after. This is what it looked like. And you can see now the trees, the green, the sense of enclosure. We kept narrowing down the travel lanes. We kept widening the bike lanes. We kept bringing down the crashes. Everything we did. So this is the just finished product. And this is 10 years later. Now the community is not satisfied with this. 10 years later, they're ready for the next step. They're going to put in back-end angled parking on a principal regional trunk road. And they are already, can you see on the right picture, upper right, they're building their new library and city hall. And then underneath that, which is here, they're building their underground parking. And it's in the right place. And they're building the plaza. And the city is paying for this because they realize they cannot bring in the developer if the developer has to bring in the parking. And it's just that simple. It's that partnership that they figured out how to make it all work. And they were able to get grants to get the garages going.